I just turned 73 recently, and I still feel pretty good when I'm out doing the yard work, carrying mulch around, shoveling snow, working in the garden. But I'm starting to feel more aches in my shoulders and arms and my lower back. So I decided to put together some kind of maintenance routine that I could do with exercising that would help me keep doing the stuff that I enjoy doing. Back in November of 2023, I had to have rotator cuff surgery on my shoulder. The good news is, going through the 3 months of therapy and continuing on with the exercises they suggested I do, I've gotten that shoulder back to normal. But what it did tell me was if I went through some kind of regular exercise routine, I could probably keep my body in a good enough shape to keep doing the things I like to do. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 exercises that I do here in my utility room in the basement, 3, possibly 4 times a week, to keep my body maintained and keep me doing the things I like to do. But before we get into those exercise routines, I want to share with you Rick's rules of exercising. And these are different than what you see in the videos of exercises for seniors. These are the things that keep me doing this every week, every month of the year. Rule number 1, this isn't about time, it's about getting the exercise done. You'll see a lot of videos that'll say, okay, do 1 set, wait 30 seconds and do the next set. My rule of thumb is you do a set, you stop, you relax, maybe even look at the computer, do something to get your body back down to normal before you start into the second exercise. Remember, it's about getting the exercises done. It's not about speed. Rule number 2, start with really light weights. And even there, you could start without weights. The main thing you want to do when you start this exercise program is get your body and arms and legs and everything used to going through the motions that you're going to do with the exercises. And once you get that, you can start adding weights. And as I said, Rick's rule number 2 is start with light weights. You're better off to get 2 sets of 20 on each exercise and not be hurting than try to push yourself through 15 where you can hardly lift the weights. So make sure you start with light weights. And Rick's rule number 3 is exercise in your day-to-day clothes. What you see me wearing here is just what I had on today. And I do that with the idea that if I have some free time, I can come down to my utility room, knock off the exercises real quick, and go back to my day-to-day activities. None of this go to the bedroom, change into shorts, sweatshirts, sweatsuits, whatever, come down and do the exercises, go back up and change. Forget all that. If you can't do the exercises in your day-to-day clothes, that's not the exercise you should be doing. So with that, let's get into those 6 exercises I do every week. So for my 6 exercises, I have 3 different areas of work. And the first one is with resistance bands. Now, that was what I primarily used when I was getting my therapy for my rotator cuff surgery. And most of the exercises were done with that so you could vary the amount of resistance and pull that you had to worry about. And so I bought a bag of them. I think there's 6 that go from 20 pounds or 10 pounds up to 60 pounds in resistance. And the exercise I'm going to do is I call, for the lack of anything better, a chest pull. And I put a hook on the wall into a beam you can see here, slip that resistance band over it, and then I move out both bands so there's just enough pressure on the bands to get them tight. And then I'd step back a few more steps, and then my plan is to just pull back towards my chest, keeping my back straight and trying to touch my shoulder blades together, and then I let up. So you pull in, hold for 2 seconds with your back straight and your shoulder blades together, and then back down. Pull, squeeze, let go, and relax. That's what this exercise on the resistance band is. And this goes a long way for helping your shoulders, your neck, and your upper arms. If they get achy from doing things out in the yard, this is a great one to help fight that problem. All right, as you can tell, I've moved to the floor, and this is the next section of floor exercises. And the first one I'm going to do are knee push-ups. And I say knee push-ups because I may be able to do a couple regular push-ups, but I can't do the full weight of my body for more than a couple. Again, another exercise from the physical therapist where I started actually standing and leaning against a counter, and you might want to try this to start off. You lean against the counter where you can put your hands, and you're leaning just a little bit, and then just push into the counter and back. And as you get used to doing that, you just increase the intensity, and that's why I'm down here on the floor. And so this exercise is knee push-ups, where I'm on my knees and I spread my hands a little more than shoulder width apart. And then what I do is I just simply do a push-up, and I'll show you that. I do it slow down and slow up. Go down, up, down, up. You do this hopefully as many times as you can. And what I try to do is I try to do one set of 20 of these. And then, as I mentioned Rick's rules, I rest. And if I feel good, I can wait 30 seconds and do it. If not, I may sit down for a minute, catch my breath, get my arms a little wakened up, and then go back at it and do it again. A very simple exercise, but if you're just starting out, maybe the best thing is to do push-ups off a wall while you're standing, then graduate to push-ups against the edge of a counter, and then you can go down to the floor and do push-ups on the floor. The second floor exercise I do is relative to planks. Now, you've probably heard about planks, and I have to say this is probably the one I don't like the most. It basically affects your core, all the muscles through the center of your body that help gives you strength and standing, while also pulling your tummy in a little bit too. But I decided to try it 6 months ago. The first thing you do when you try these is go as maybe 10 seconds and then stop. If you can go longer, keep going. But this is what a regular plank is like. You get down on your knees, you come forward and put your forearms down like this. And then what you want to do is straighten your legs out and then raise your body up in a straight line like this. 1001, 1002, 1003. And you count as long as you can. And when you get tired, you just stop. Now, when I started doing this, I could make it about 30 seconds. And then I only did one set. And after a couple weeks, I got it up to 45 seconds. And after a month, I got it up to a minute, only one. And I did that for another 2 weeks, and then I started feeling good because it was making a difference. And then I decided to do 2 sets. And it took me about a month to be able to do 2 sets of 1 minute each. And I really feel a difference in my middle body, not only for doing things like shoveling, but just overall general health. Now, I'm at the point where that is good for me, but I wanted to see if I could help my side muscles a little bit. And so if you get going good on this and you want to get a little more into the planking, here's what's called a side plank. And it's the same thing. You kind of go down like you did, but you lay down on your side like this. And see if you can see my feet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean on this elbow here and my feet, and I just basically go like this. And that's a side plank. Same thing. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, and so on, as long as you can. Now, I'll give you a clue here. This one is a lot harder. It takes a little more balance to keep you steady, but it definitely cannot be done as long as you can do a plank, at least in my case. So what I started out with mine was one set of 30 seconds. And I then flip over to the other side and do that side for 30 seconds. And I'm still doing that. So I end up doing 2 sets of 1 minute regular planks, and then I do 1 set of side planks for 30 seconds on both sides. And believe me, that sure makes a difference, again, in the core. And even these love handles, as bad as they are, they're getting better, and it doesn't hurt as much when I'm doing shoveling. So the last 4 exercises I call the dumbbell set. We had the resistant band set, the floor exercise set, and now we're going to try the dumbbell set. And the first exercise I do is, I guess they call them presses, and I do it sitting down. And you can do it standing up if you want to, or sitting down. But I found by sitting down, I can change the angle of how I'm pushing up relative to my chest. When I started out, it's just straight sitting up and going through this exercise I'll show you now. These are 5-pound dumbbells. And again, if you can't do even weights, just put your arms out here like this. Just set them out here and do this so you can feel your body and your arms and what it takes to do that. And when you can do 2 sets of 20 of those, then pick up maybe some cans of green beans or something as a starter point. Now I've had these weights because of my shoulder work, and I started out with these at home, and I've since graduated to some higher weights. But to show you the concept, this is what I call my dumbbell presses. And so I put the dumbbells back with the edge of the dumbbells kind of right over my shoulder blades, and then I slowly press up till I'm fully extended, and then I come back down slowly. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down. And so what you want to remember is try to keep your shoulders back, just like we did on the chest pulls. If you keep your shoulders back and your chest open, that helps with not only working your arms and shoulder muscles, but it helps with your chest as well. So that is the dumbbell raise. Exercise number 5 are dumbbell curls. Now you probably are pretty familiar with these, and dumbbell curls are when your arms are hanging down as a side with your fingertips pointing away from you, and then you just simply curl them up like this as far as you can go, and then curl them back down. And you want to do them in control. Don't go up and then just do this. You always want to keep them in control so you're only moving your arms, not your body. I'm using, again, the 5-pound weights that I had before. If you have to start with just your hands to get your arms used to moving up and down like this for 2 sets of 20, start there. And then as you graduate up from cans of corn to even dumbbells like this, or you can use resistance bands that you put underneath your feet, and then you just curl up with those hand grabs that you saw in the chest pull that I did earlier. Do 2 sets of 20 if you can, but do as many as you can. Rick's rule, do as much weight as you can at whatever weight feels comfortable to you. And the last exercise is called the dumbbell row. Now this one has been a great exercise for me for the love handles and the sides, which always start aching after doing shoveling or digging in the garden or being down on my knees. And this one I use a chair for. And essentially what you do, in this case I have my dumbbell in my left hand, put my right hand on this chair, keeping my back straight, I move my left leg back so my left arm is just hanging at the ground like this, and I simply pull up like this, like you're starting a lawnmower, and then slowly let it down. You slowly up, keeping your back straight, hold, and then go back down. Up, hold, and back down. And once again, you want to go through 2 sets of 20 if you can. And again, if you have to, set your dumbbell down. Just do the same thing here and just move your arm, keeping your back straight so you get your shoulder joint and your arm feeling comfortable making that motion. And then you can graduate to the weights. So there you have it. 6 simple exercises that are easy to do, and you can do them anywhere. Your basement, your living room, your family room, even your bedroom. You don't have to go to a big gym to do it. And what it's allowed me is to continue to do the things I love to do even at 73, shoveling in the garden, pulling weeds, shoveling snow. All those things I can do now and not have to worry about getting up the next day and having my back ache or my shoulders hurt. Now you may be wondering why I didn't talk about legs. Well, I'll probably do another video on that soon, but essentially I walk every morning 3 to 3.5 miles, and that has been a great godsend to keep my legs in shape so I can continue to do the things I want without any problems. And if you're interested in a video like that, please leave a comment in the comment section and I'll put together one for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy videos like these, check out my YouTube channel, RS Tech ALO. I have plenty of self-help tips, not only from around the yard, around your house, but a lot of tech tips on iPhones, iPads, PCs, software, you name it. If you're interested in those, check out my channel.